Hey guys, Voxel Pro here, coming at you with another part of the Unfocused to continue with the part 4, which is, Unfocused 4. This is the third part of Unfocused 4, talking about, whatever. Where was I at? Yeah, I don't want to be Jay-Z's level. But I'm saying, if Jade Raymond, and Jay-Z, were on in the same club, and she was drinking on one side, and Jay-Z was drinking on another side, and they didn't see each other, but everybody else coming in could see the both of them. And who do you think they would go to or recognize more? Jay-Z. Just saying. There's a thing to that. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's too much. It's too much. I wouldn't want to have that level of I don't know. I don't know what to call it. The level of notoriety, I guess you would say. I wouldn't want to be that famous. Wouldn't want to be infamous either. Like I don't know, Cole McGrath. I don't know. That's an infamous reference. Because the game, the bad part is infamous. Brum-bum. Anyway, so yeah, if YouTube famous is just fine, but yeah. So this is man. When I got told, and if whoever's been following these, even though they're like, I don't know, it could be years from now, years and years from now, that like 30,000 people will have seen this or whatever. It could be weeks, months, years from now that people see this and they watch all of these in the series and they say, oh, I think exactly like this guy, or a lot of them think exactly like this guy, and being in that weird place of like, I guess not knowing what to do with it, to get a job. Like that's not the point of contention. I'm simply like, the point of contention for me is, well, what job do I take? I don't want to just do something that's generic. People say accounting. Let me tell you something about accounting, okay? I respect the people who do it. That's it. That's all I got. I took an accounting class in college. It didn't go well. It wasn't the highlight of my college career. It's definitely not the highlight. I can't do it, man. At first glance, you think of like, it's adding and subtracting, which in the long run, yes. The basic stuff, yes, it is. It is that. It is like basic is basic subtraction and addition at first. Then you start getting into multiplication and division, which wouldn't be so bad, but the way in which they do it is like dangerously confusing, like dangerously like time consuming and confusing. I'm so dead serious. I remember like the credits and the credits and debits messed me up because, you know, one was on the left side, one was the positive side, but I was thinking of it as the positive and negative, you know, but you had negatives and the negatives, which was a debit and negative, and that confused me. But you had a negative, positive, and then there was positive negatives, and it just, that confused me. And then you had that confused me at first, and then once I got over that, I had to deal with something different, which is what's the word? It's the word where depreciation. Oh God, depreciation. Because things could be depreciated by years or by months or by days. Maybe even by weeks. I'm not sure. But they got a formula for it. And then it's like, well, you know, it's on the fiscal year, and then if it's the fiscal year, you got to adjust for the fiscal year. And then it's all kinds of stuff, and it's like technically this falls within the bounds of this. And then you have problems that was like 1 through 10, which at first glance sounds easy, you know, but each one of the problems had an A through like G to it, right? And then each one of the A through G required, you know, you doing like parts 1 and 2, you know, to it. So it just became this exponentially growing amount of problems. So you could have like 10 questions on there that says find this number, but it takes like each problem has like an A through G. So how many is that in letters? I don't know. A through G, A B C D E F G. That's 6 letters. So each one of them had A through G, so that multiplied your work by 6. So now you're doing 60 problems instead of 10. And then each one of those problems had 2 parts to it, so you're doing 120. You know, these are arbitrary numbers and letters, by the way. But the idea is there. But because it's not nearly as hard as I'm making it seem, but it's not exactly easy either. And then each one of the A through G required like parts 1 and 2. So, you know, now instead of like 60, now you have 120. So now you jump from 10 to 60 to 120. Now tell me how that math works out. And you want to do that for 8 hours a day? Respect. You know? Respect. I respect. You know? Them's the people that's like not messing up the company's money. Respect. You know, things get turned around all the time. Respect. I'm just saying. I don't want to do that. Listen, when I was younger, I could like my preferred thing is math over reading. Like I said, school and reading. If you follow parts 1 and 2 of like this 3-part, you know, 4th thing. I don't know why I'm doing like labeling it like this, but that's how I'm labeling it because it's a continuation of the rant. But the thing is that that's, you know, things get turned around all the time, but the respect to the people who do that because you know, they do that junk all day. You know, I like math. I can only do it up to a certain level before, like, I just don't like it no more. You know, I can do it up to algebra, and I think algebra problems are like fun. I think logical problems are fun. Even geometry at some time can be fun, but when you start getting into that calculus junk, pre-calc, I mean, like, yeah, I can do it, but after a while, I can only stand so much. So I'm just going to say I'm going to cut it off at algebra, maybe algebra 2. You know, I know algebra 2, at least when I was in high school, you took algebra 2 after geometry. So you had algebra, geometry, then algebra 2. So, I mean, maybe algebra 2. But when you start moving into that calculus area, you forget that mess. You know, forget that mess. Okay? Don't step to me with that. Don't holler at me with that. Don't do that. That, you know, you just you know, that's just procrastination ready to happen. You're asking me to solve a problem. I'm going to take 24 hours to solve it. I remember one time in high school, you know, this guy, you know, my geometry teacher at the time, he gave us a take-home test. And, you know, I was like, listen, I didn't know how to do these problems. These problems, you know what? I'm going to do this on Sunday. You know, it just, you know, you know, you do what you can do. But yeah, man. I don't know. I'm working on it. Again, you know, this goes back to the future thing. Like, I want to find that thing that, you know, that passion or that natural talent. Because, you know, I don't know if your passion's always going to be your natural talent. If I can find your natural talent for that, natural talent, I'd say I'd rather find my natural talent than I'd rather find my passion, just in case they aren't the same thing. Because, you know, you can have something that you're naturally good at, but that's not your passion. Like, you can probably put a ball through the hoop, but your passion is, you know, I don't know, art. Some type of art. I don't know. I'm just saying. I mean, like, is that outside the realm of possibility for somebody to think like that? I don't know. You know, I don't think it is. I'm just saying that probably, you know, it probably, who knows? I don't know. I just do what I can do. You know, I'm definitely, yeah, you know, if people were to describe me, I'd say I'm not, you know, if I was to describe myself, okay, I'd say I'm not as much hard-working as I am a diligent worker, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like, I can work hard at things that I feel like, you know, I can work hard at. If it's easy to me, and I'll do that, and I'll be diligent at it, because it does, you know, whatever it is that I'm doing at that time does come easy to me, and I'll be diligent at it. You know, if I like, you know, if I like, you know, was like, you know, I don't know. If I shelve stuff, you know, if I did it quick and efficiently, and I did that for like 30 years somewhere in like a Walmart or Kroger's or something like that, and I did that efficiently, and, you know, that's all good and great, but I'm diligent at it. I don't have to work hard at it. Like, you know what I mean? It's one of those things, you know, in respect to the people who do that, but at the same time, that's not, and that's fine if that's all you want out of life, but I want more. I want more. But the thing is grasping whatever that more is getting the idea of that more. Is the more the passion, or is that more the talent, or the natural talent? People typically, I would like to think that people would typically choose majors in colleges or go after jobs to stuff that they're naturally good at, but I guess that's just not the case. You know, you see people all the time, because, you know, we don't know the statistics on that, do we? Not that we need to. It's just, you know, and make for some like interesting conversation to know what kind of ground you're standing on when you're talking about this type of thing. But the fact that you could, I guess most people could, more people than not could have the same type of, you know, passion, talent, or whatever, and I don't know who regulates that, you know. And they could go into a job to where, you know, the market is super saturated. But yeah. But I don't know. Did I ever finish, you know, saying, you know, switching my majors? So switching my majors from computer science, and it's not that I didn't want to work hard, because I did work hard. I did work hard at the, you know, things. I was, you know, I could, like, it was the programming that messed me up. It like, you say programming is easy, and it might come easy to the people, but, you know, it's one of those things, if you don't use it, you kind of lose it. And I didn't, like, there was a semester to where, like, I didn't use it at all, so I had lost it, you know. And it's like, well, why would I use it? I ain't got nothing to use it on. Like, I'm one of those people. You know, it's like if you wanted to learn, it's like if you wanted to learn Spanish or any type of other language, you would probably, like, say, I'm learning Spanish for a particular reason, to, you know, go out to this country, or, you know, I want to visit there someday, and you actually have motivation to use it every day. You probably go and watch the movies in Spanish and stuff like that to increase your hearing, of getting used to hearing the language that's talked every so often, and, you know, all this, that, and the other. But I mean, you know, if that's not where your mind is, I mean, I guess, you know, but that's not where my mind was, you know, when I did it, when I did that first level of programming, when I did the second level of programming, I was trying. I was like, I was coming to the labs, going to the, you know, because you have to go to the labs, but I was going to the labs, and I was going to the help room. And I was, you know, the help room is like a thing to where, you know, you have people, and they're, you know, helping you. And it's like, they can't tell you the answer, but they can help you get there. But after a while, man, I just was not getting the concept. You know, it was like combining the concepts that was, like, horrible to me. You know what I mean? And so I was like, you know, that was horrible. That time was horrible. That, like, I couldn't do it. You know, I really couldn't. Yeah. I mean, I tried. Like, I legitimately tried. I spent, like, hours, days, even on like assignments. You know, I mean, you were given a whole week. You know, if you were given it, like, if the assignment unlocked by Monday, it would be due by, like, Friday, like 11:59 p.m. or something like that, and you would have to submit it, and the documentation and everything, like, you would have to submit it in, like, 2 ways and junk like that. But days, even, you know, days, like, you know, I just spent days on it. And there was times where, you know, because I was the type of person where, like, you know, I just, like, put things off to the last minute. But this was one of those things where I said, you know what, I'm actually gonna give it literally the old college try, and do it. But I couldn't, man. I couldn't. So you know, eventually, you know, I had to go to my what's the academic advisor. I was like, is there any way that I can, you know, just take this and not have to worry about that, you know, and be done with my degree? And, you know, and they was like, no, you got to take all of these. I'm like, God, you know, dadgummit, you know. And you know, the rest is history. I switched my majors, and then now I'm working on that. So, you know, it's taking me extra time to do it. You know, So, like, you know, first I end up taking a semester off, and then, you know, yeah, I ended up taking a semester off. I returned in the summer, right? And then taking more, I'm at the time of this recording taking more summer now, and then, you know, if everything goes right, you know, by God willing, you know, I'll be able to graduate around this time next year, you know. But was it worth it for my sanity? Yes, because I didn't know. I didn't know it was gonna be that tough, and like, you know, I legitimately tried, and like every single time I failed at it, and I wasn't getting it. I just wasn't getting it. God help me, I tried, but you know, I wasn't getting it. So I said to myself I was going to switch my majors to to something that suit me more, and then if I feel like, you know, still going after the, you know, video game thing, which I kind of I do want to end up doing something in video games, but I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to actually program it. I kind of want to develop them, but you know, now I'm thinking more of like if I could like write them, you know, because I can like come up with, like, if I could be a game developer in the sense that they come up with the story and the writing and stuff like that, I'd be fine, you know. Because I can write, man. Like, even though I hate reading, you know, I can still write. I can get like concepts that I'm trying to get across, and stuff like that. But if I can do that, I'll be good. But it's just the path to success is like a mean and treacherous one. At least I feel like, in my sense, like, listen, not that I have it hard by any means, you know. I'm not saying that. I'm just off balance, I guess, off kilter. I'm off, like, you know, like I said, you know, it's taking me longer to. I feel like it's taking me longer to do certain things in life than it's normally taking others, you know. I mean, not just in education, but in you know, other aspects, you know, learning about certain things in life, you know. I'm a little slow. There's things that I feel like people my age know, well, majority of people my age know and know how to do, you know, better than I do, and I'm just I'm slower on the uptake. You know what I mean? It's gonna, like, things that people was learning like maybe 3-4 years ago. You know, I should have learned at the same time. I feel like that. That's not to say that I should have, but you know, whatever. I'm gonna put this out there. You know, they say footsteps are ordered by God. You know, yes, I'm one of those people. You know, I'm just not. I just hope that I'm not extravagant with it. You know, listen, there's nothing wrong with being like saying that, you know, not to say that I'm perfect or anything by any means, and neither have I claimed that or want to act like that, but you know, that's a whole conversation for another time. That's a whole nother unfocused topic to talk about. You know, so I don't know. You guys probably don't even want to hear that story in which, you know, not story, but that view, but you know, that still is deeply a part of who I am at my core. That's still who I am at the core. You know, I might not have everything perfect, but it's one of the things that I keep in back of my mind that I gotta continuously work on. But you know, do I work as hard as I should in that particular area? No, but I know what I need to do. I know what I should do. I just haven't done it. But you know, there's gonna come a time where there isn't no more time to try, you know, and then I gotta do what I gotta do, you know, or it might just be too late and I'm just, you know. Anyway, I think that will end it for the 4th Unfocused. And I think I'll just make a 5th rant, you know, 5th rant on something sometime that will deal with another topic overall, and hopefully, you know, get into a significant stream of consciousness. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you all the best of luck, and I hope there's somebody out there that, you know, understands what I'm talking about when I say certain things. Yeah. I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you guys comment. If you don't comment, I don't feel bad about it. If you do, if you want to subscribe, you can do that too. I don't feel bad about it if you don't. But this is just me talking. It's just me getting my stuff out there. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys later.